So good morning. Let us resume our discussion. So what did we discuss in the last class? Can I get a few inputs, quick inputs? And the last class, what we have discussed? Yeah, quickly mention few points, then we will move on.
We discussed about back propagation in one layer neural network and briefly about two layer neural networks and about global derivatives and local derivatives.
So we discussed about back propagation in one layer neural network, one hidden layer neural network. Okay, we also have seen how to write the back propagation or vector gradients directly from the network itself. Okay, so now let us see a slightly different procedure for writing back propagation. Before we go to that, so do we want to have a anybody have any questions on this, or should we have any quick discussion on this, on how to write the gradients, vector matrix gradients, and also to write the overall gradients, or local gradients to global gradients? So any questions on this, or should we move on? Okay, so quickly then, even if there are no questions, okay, let us quickly write in a even deeper network. So in fact, we will be writing more formally later, but just for having the familiarity of what the advantage of writing the local gradients and then calculating the global gradient and so on, let us try to see what happens in a deeper network. Okay, so assume that there is one hidden neuron, hidden layer. Okay, so let it be H1, and had other second hidden layer H2, and output O, and then input X. Okay, so the dimensions anyway, let us assume that this is C cross 1, and this is D cross 1, and this, let it be, what is the notation we are using? So N1 cross, so what are the dimensions we are using for this N cross? Yeah, so N1 and then N2, cross 1. Let these be the dimensions. Okay, so now what else we need to define to complete this architecture? What else need to be defined in this architecture to complete the description of it? This is a feed forward neural network. Yeah, quick answer is required.
The weights.
We have here.
The weights.
It's W1, W2, and W3. Okay, so given all this, so if you want to write the corresponding the forward and backward propagation equations, or the parameters, so what we write here, assume that this is the net one. Okay, so net one, how do I write? Quick answers are welcome now, because this we have discussed.
W1 and
Net one. W1 into what?
X transpose.
Is it X transpose? Net, how do we write? What is the dimension of W we define? We define it as D cross N1. Okay, sorry, we define it as N1 cross D. Okay, well, defining, we are not defining Wij. Okay, not bringing Xi or the input first, Wji we are defining. Okay, so that this is N cross D, N1 cross D here, and hence this is W1 into X, that's all. Okay, this is how we have been defining, right? So you can see here, W1 into X, right? Similarly, W2 into, we are writing in the similar manner we write. So we can define either way, but let us maintain consistency to have a like easy understanding, and same back propagation equations will come and so on. Hope this is clear. So what is the relation between H1 now and then net one then? Here?
F of net 1.
F of Y1. Okay, let me write here. Okay, So H1 is equal to F of what you said?
Net 1.
Yeah, right. So now let us come back here. And then here, what is this? This is net 2, which is equal to what? Net 2 is nothing but
W2 into H1.
W2 H1.
W2 into
H1.
H1, right? So please note that these are all vectors. Okay, so everywhere they are all vectors. Okay, matrices are capital letters usually. So these are bold. Even though I have written XO here, this is in somewhat looking like capital, they are bold. Now, usually in most of the notations, people use bold for vectors and capital for matrices. Okay, in papers and so on when you read. Okay, so here again, H2 is equal to what? F of net. Right, and this can be F1 and this can be F2 if you want to distinguish, right? And then here, what should we write here? Here net 3, which is equal to W3 into H2, right? So, and then after like the overall thing, here it is O is equal to F3 of net 3. Is this fine? So using this O and then you have the ground truth here. So we will write J equal to half of what? Norm of O minus T whole square. T is ground truth. Labels. In fact, these are one hot encoded ground truth labels. One hot encoded means so wherever the class specific class input is given, that output will be 1, remaining all will be zeros. As we likely to use cross entropy kind of back propagation or the loss functions. Okay, for back propagation. Oh, hope this is clear. Now guide me quickly on how do we write the back propagation equations. Yeah, some quick inputs are welcome now. Okay, so now how do we write? So let us start from here. So let us write first, what do we want to write? Delta O. Okay, so here we want to write delta O. That's equal to delta O. How do we define? How do we define any delta? Delta O means gradient with respect to what? Dou Z by dou O.
Cross function.
Correct. So with respect to cost function, we define it as delta. Okay, so dou Z by dou O. What is this answer? Quick answer is required. O is a O minus T, J, O minus T. Okay, both are vectors. And then dou Z by dou O is how much?
O minus T.
O minus
O minus T. Okay, so now let us come here. We want to write here. Okay, so del or here we want to write local gradients. From here on, writing global gradient is difficult. Okay, overall gradient is difficult. So we write only local gradients. So the local gradient here is what? Dou O by dou what?
W3.
Net 3, very good. Okay, because net 3 is what is the variable here. You can see here, here is variable is net 3. So you want to write dou O by dou net 3, mean like the gradient, this is the local gradient, and this is actually, you can consider it as just immediate gradient. Okay, so upstream gradient people call. So this is upstream we can consider. O is in the upstream. Okay, and net is locally where we are. Okay, so we will discuss now today computational graphs where formally these things are introduced. Okay, but for now, we want to get the understanding of how the backpropagation is written and what is it related to the network. Okay, so when we discuss about computational graphs, we may not initially discuss about neural networks at the beginning at least. Okay, for a couple of examples, we will look simply as a mathematical trick or simple procedures to find out the gradients, overall gradients in a function, nested functions. Okay, when function is with another function, and so on. Okay, so that's fine. So now this is dou delta by dou net 3. So how do I write this? No, so you people remember? What is the dou? Both are, say, what is the first of all dimensions? O is a vector of C cross 1. Net 3 is of dimension what? Net 3 of dimension?
C cross 1.
C cross 1, very good. So now what is the dou O by dou net 3? Dou O by dou net 3 dimension will be vector with respect to vector. So it's a,
C
C cross C.
it is C cross C. Very good.
C cross C.
Yeah. Well, how should we write this? Okay, so you remember this F3 dash. And what F3 dash will be?
diagonal matrix.
Yeah, very good. It's a diagonal. Okay, F net 1 and so on. Okay, this is the net 1. This small index is different. Please note that. Okay, F of net. This is along with, so let us put this index along with this net. So it's not net subscript, let us not put probably. So that actually this is subscript. Also from just to be different from the matrix elements, let us write this as net 3 directly. Okay, so even there also we write it as you distinguish between the matrix element and the notation that we are using for different layers, right? Hope you are able to see that. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, fine, good. So now let us net 1, net 2 up to net C. And zeros here and zeros here. Okay, here this is for 3. 3 in 3 net 3, 1 or net 3 C all will come. Okay, so I am not specifically putting it. Okay, here again F dash 3.
Sir, isn't it F
Yeah.
dash net 1 and F dash net?
What is that?
Inside the matrix, isn't it F dash instead of F?
Correct, right? So it's F dash. Very good. So I will change here also. So internal elements are also F dash on. Right. Correct. Fine. So now we have got the local derivative here. So then what we do? Once we get the upstream gradient, this you can consider, as we said, wherever we are, that's the local, and the immediate one is upstream. Now we have the upstream gradient. Let us now try to write this gradient here. So what is this gradient now? So if you want to write here, so what should I write? Local gradient. What should we write? Quick answer is welcome. Dou, what by what? See, the variable here will come. With respect to what we want to, yeah. And the upstream value, the immediate one will come here. Dou net, correct? And dou net 3 by 2H2 is what? So come off, you tell actually what is the value of this? Dou net 3 by dou H2. Again, a matrix, is it not? Okay, but net 3 is related to H2 by this expression. So dou net 3 by dou H3 is what? It is what?
W3 transpose.
W3 transpose, right? So in the forward pass, no transpose. Okay, please make a note of it. And the reverse pass, we have transpose. Okay, right. So, are in backward pass, back propagation. So now let us write this here. So again, what should we write here? Dou what? Yeah, please tell quickly.
Dou H2 by dou 2.
Dou net 2. Okay, dou H2 by dou net 2. Again, this will be equal to what? F2 dash. Right? This is again a matrix. Fine. And then what do we write here? We can write here. Back propagation. The local gradient. What is the local gradient here?
Dou net 2 by dou H1.
Dou net 2. Very good. Dou net 2 by
Dou H1.
Dou H1. Very good. Okay, and the answer will be the what this will be?
W2 prime.
W transpose. Okay. So and then what is this? There was everywhere we can show lower, like bottom arrow or upper arrow. So I am just putting either up or down, but don't distinguish much.
Dou W1 by dou net 1.
Dou
W1 by dou net 1.
is it dou W1?
Dou H1 by dou 2.
Dou H1. Dou H1?
Dou net 1.
Yeah,
Dou
dou
net
net 1 Okay, with local variable. What is the variable here with respect to the, sorry. What
Dou
variable will
H1
come?
by
The-
dou net 1.
Yeah, dou H1 by dou H1. Okay, so the variable will, with respect to that variable, we are trying to write the gradient. Okay, for the immediate value, right? So, and then this is equal to what?
F1 prime.
F1. Okay, so now like this, assume that I have even 10 layer network. Okay, so now my question is, if I give you all this, say, local gradients, okay, starting from the last layer to the first layer. Okay, so now given all this, I may want to write some things. So specifically, say for example, I may wish to write so delta W2. Okay, so how should I update W2 or dose A by, okay, dou W2 I want to write. Fine. So what should I do? We'll do in different ways. Okay. And we also want to say in some cases, I want to do W2 of say whatever JK, I can say. Okay, where J is this side and K is this side. Okay. So J is this side and K is this side. Right? So if I want to write this, J, Kth element I want to update. Okay. So if I want to write that, or JK, right? KJ we will write, because as per our notation, the input comes in the row index, right? Input comes in the KJ, right? In the column index. Okay. So now where do we write now? So now the question is, how do we write now? Any quick answer? So either the question here is, I want to update the gradient for this particular Z to K connection where this is W2KZ. Okay, well, how do I do that? Delta. How do I do that is the question. Yeah, quick answer is needed now.
We can take the individual.
We can take the
Individual, right? Dou Z by dou O and dou O by dou
right.
net.
One procedure to write is, see what you have mentioned. One procedure to write is dou Z by dou W2 if I want to write, gradient here if I want to write. So what do? I apply chain rule. So how do I do? Dou Z by dou O. Okay. And then dou O by dou what? Net 3. Okay. And then dou net 3 by what? Dou net 3 by dou H2. Correct? And then dou H2 by dou net 2. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Into what we should write? Into dou
Net 2 by dou W2.
by dou
Dou W2.
W. Okay. This is one way of writing. Right? This is one way of writing. But the question now is, this whole thing is what? If I just want to simplify and write this whole thing, this we can write it as what? Delta. So dou by dou, it's instance. So it is delta net. Am I correct or not? Dou
Yes, sir.
net 2. Right? And into dou net 2 by dou W. So it's fine. So this, when we write in terms of, say, you can explicitly expand this, that's fine. So you can expand it explicitly. So when you expand it explicitly, what will happen? So you write O minus T here. Okay. So you can put the things O minus T and then F3 dash. Okay. W3 transpose F2 dash. Okay, please excuse me between the subscripts and the writing adjacently. So please take it based on the context. Okay. So ideally, we would like to write all as on this side. Okay, because unless only if it is for the indexes or separate elements, we are writing as subscript. So F3 dash and W3 transpose and F2 dash. Okay, and W, if I'm writing something, if I'm missing or something wrong, please try to find out. Okay, into, so dou net2 by dou W2 will be in terms of 1 or k equal to z, kind of, if you take the element k equal to z into xi. Okay, here it is kj we are writing, so xj. Okay, and then k. So this one we will put it like this only because it's a tensor. Okay, so and when we expand this, so what did we got in the previous class? So this we all consider it as, if we bring in here, so xj I may keep here. Okay, leaving xj, if I put 1, k equal to z into r in W2 transpose, this whole thing. Okay, if I put here, what did we get here? So essentially it extracts. So it extracts what? You people remember? Right? Is this fine or not? So up to here we can conveniently write in vector form. Okay, up to here we can conveniently write in vector form. But this being a tensor, we will not be able to write in vector form. Okay, it involves in summation over k in some sense. Okay, when we put the two vectors together. Okay, so I'm again coming back to writing delta wkz. Fine. And if we write that, what happens actually? So if we write, this is for all values of k, z, and I. Okay, then this is fine. Then this k equal to, because this is a net k, ideally what happens is, when we expand this, this has to be written whenever there is a tensor, delta net k by W2 into dou j by dou net k, okay, summation over k equal to 1 to all possible values. 1 to here, k is 1 to n. Okay, so ideally we should write like this. Whenever we write in vector form, up to here you can conveniently write, but when there is a tensor, we have to write in this way. Okay, so since that is not very convenient to write, like do in this way, so I have written it as, so finally what we have written here is nothing but what in scalar form, that is delta wkz, W2kz. Is this fine or not? Is this fine or any questions here? Okay.
Fine, sir.
Yeah, this is equal to essentially delta W2kz. Essentially what it does? Delta net j into xi. Okay. Or this is equal to what? In vector form now we can write. After bringing the element-wise gradients, now we can compose in terms of the whole matrix gradient, that is delta W. How do we write it? Any quick answer? How do we write it? This is delta net j is n1, net 2 is, sorry, please note net 2 here. How did we write it in the last class? You people did not remember. Sorry. See, what we are trying to write is kz. So this is actually, this will pick the kth one, right? So it, net k into xj. Fine. So index here, since we have usually we are using this is for final layer. So this is a running index. Okay, among that it picks, sorry, this is a running index, in that it picks kth one. Okay, because you have k here. Okay, is this fine? Is this clear or not? So how should we write delta W2, you tell, if the things are clear? How should we write delta W2? In terms of delta net 2, sorry, delta net 2 and this, okay, x. What is input x here, by the way?
H1.
Yeah, H1. So we should not write x here. It should be H1. H1J. Okay, this is I. So essentially this, when we write in matrix form, this is delta. What is in matrix form? None of you remember? How do we write?
Delta net 2 into H1 transpose.
That's all. Okay. So essentially this, if you want to explicitly write, we need to take care of the details, especially when you have tensors here. Okay. With respect to indexes and other things. But when we want to write directly from here, okay, so we will see in computational writing, in computational graphs, we will see explicitly how to write in terms of the summation and so on. But for now, as we defined it as the product of this and this, so we can simply say that the product of the gradient at the rear end multiplied by the input at the front end. Okay, so hope that understanding is clear. So the product of the gradient at this rear end multiplied by input at the front end. Okay, so that's what finally it turned out to be. Is this clear or not? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So,
Will
sir,
you
could
be
you
able to write the gradient at any layer now? Say if we ask gradient to write the gradient at this layer, or even say after 10 layers. Okay, so if we have a 10 layer neural network, and if you're asked to write the gradient at the say 10th layer from the output layer, so will you be able to write it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh, fine. What about other students? Any questions?
yes,
So
sir.
yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, yes, tell.
Sir, so could you just explain once more why the transpose came, sir?
Yeah, why does transpose comes? See, what is the dimension of W2?
C cross C. N1 cross
No,
N1.
no. W2 is what dimension?
N2 cross N1. N2 cross N1.
Or delta W2. Sorry, W2 is of dimension N2 cross N1, right? So because how you get net 2 is nothing but W2 into H1. Okay, so H1 is N1 cross 1, and then this is N2 cross 1. Okay, and then this is N2 cross N1, correct? So now the delta W2 will also be of same dimension. Okay, so this is a cross-check based suggestion or cross-check based writing. So when we want to write delta WKZ, what we are doing, see, when we are, this is the connection, whatever we are looking at, connects jth input neuron to kth output neuron here in this layer. Fine. So what involves in writing? So delta WKZ, when I write delta net 2, okay, delta net 2 of k in like kth element of delta net 2, right? Because this is the error at the rear end. Okay, multiplied by the input at the front end. So what is this? H1J. Is this correct or not?
Yes, sir.
any element in this kth element will be written by this. So how many rows are there and how many columns are there in this delta W2? It has, okay, n2 rows. Fine, because k is row index. N2 rows and n1 columns. So now how do I write this? So I can write it as using delta net2 and h1. I want to compose this matrix delta W2. Okay, so how do I compose it? Its dimension should be, so n2 cross n1. Okay, n2 rows and n1 columns. So whichever comes in columns will come with transpose. That's all. Okay, so this is this multiplied with this. Sorry. Correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is this multiplied with this. Row vector is in this. So it multiplies each of the, the one which comes in columns will be like this. It multiplies each of the rows, right, to get the matrix. Is this clear or not? Is this?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah, fine, good. So now let's move on to the discussion on, see, this is how we write the gradients even in deeper networks. Okay, and now this doesn't really require chain rule. Okay, so we are using chain rule fine as a initial step to understand. But once we understand this relation, any gradient of the weight update. Okay, so if you want to write gradient of any weight element, you just need to see the error at the rear end and the input at the front end. That's all, multiply them. Error at the rear end multiplied by input. That's all at that front end. Fine. So once you understand this relation, this can be extended to any deeper network. So once you just write the overall local derivatives, and then you can conveniently use them at any layer to write its gradient. And then similarly, this directly provides us a matrix form of writing. Okay, so this advantage is now you need not apply chain rule every time, again and again. So in fact, I need not write all this. Okay, in fact, I have not explicitly used it, though I have written for the completeness here. We have not explicitly used all this. Okay, so we have used in the previous discussions how exactly it comes. Then we simply write this. Okay, so now the question is, if I have even deeper and deeper neural networks. So the writing backpropagation now is simple, even without concerning to the chain rule. Okay, but the problem is, so what do you think is the problem in updating the weight elements in a deeper networks? So we study two things now. Okay, one way is there any simpler procedure for writing the backpropagation in deeper networks or even nested functions? It is essentially, if you consider the output function FO is nothing but the function of F3, F2, F1, where F3, F2, F1 are activation functions at the respective layers. Correct or not? So it's a nested function kind of thing. So in such nested functions, is there any simpler procedure for writing backpropagation? This is the one question. Okay, so writing chain rule and all are tedious. So we have given a simple procedure by analogy in some sense. But is there a simpler procedure to write it? That's one question. Second question is, even if we write in a deeper neural network, okay, especially the second question is mainly pertaining to the neural networks, backpropagation. So if I have a neural network of many layers, then if I am able to write a backpropagation expressions and easily compute the derivatives and so on and weight updates, so then can I learn all the weights given the output? So what is there any restriction or are there any things to be taken care to ensure that the gradient update happens at each and every layer? This is the second thing. So let us examine one after the other. One is writing gradients in nested functions. And complex. Okay, this can be involving scalars or involving matrices, vectors altogether. Okay. and vectors. Okay. And second thing is, this is specifically in feed forward neural networks. Okay. So in deep or long, where a feed forward neural network with large number of layers, deep feed forward neural networks. So we can consider that as feed forward neural network with many layers. Okay, so how does weight update? Okay, happen. That means we have the only output, right? So given the output alone, do we be able to update effectively the all weight elements? Okay, even in 100 layer network. Because unless you properly update the weights, learning doesn't happen and the network may not be able to classify or perform its task. Okay, so these are the two things that we need to investigate. So let's start with the first thing. Say, assume that we have the solution usually suggested in the literature for the first one is computational graphs. Okay, so let us assume that we have a function f of x comma y comma z. It involves three variables. Okay, x, the function is defined as x plus y into z. Okay, so this is the function how it is defined. Now we want to see the derivatives, dou f by dou x, okay, dou f by dou y, and then dou f by dou z. Okay, any of the derivatives with respect to the function f. Let all be scalars to begin. Okay, so now see the suggested procedure should be, we already have seen that using local derivatives and writing gradients is useful. Okay, so we should use actually the local derivatives. We should only able to write local derivatives, two global derivatives. So whichever global derivative we need, we should be able to get from local derivatives. That's the idea. So what this computational graphs does is, so to do this, so let us write a small graph. So those who are in might have studied. So in signal processing, if a linear system or any system, LDA systems usually are depicted with signal flow graphs. Okay, so where you have different inputs and different outputs and how they are interconnected and related. Okay, this is of similar nature. So x, y, and z. These are the three inputs. Okay. So now what is the operation? What we want to do is, we don't want to go at a stretch to the final function. We want to write all individual things as a small operations. Because when we define the derivative with respect to a small operation, okay, we can define or encode it as a identity or a function. Okay, even in codes. And in backpropagation, we know what's its derivative. So if we do some forward operation, just bring in and use it as in the reverse operation. So what we do is, for each small operation that constitutes a big final operation, we try to define what the derivative or the inverse operation will be when we are doing backpropagation. That's what is done in computational graphs. But we construct a computational graph using each individual small element operations or small operations. So now between x and y, what's happening first? An addition is happening. Okay, and this gives a function, let it be p. Fine. So and then between p and z, what happens to get f now? I want to get f here.
Multiplication.
Yeah, multiplication will happen. So we can denote like this. Okay. So now f is equal to anyway p into z I can write. Right? Right. So now what I do, I just write local derivatives. That's all. Sketch a computational graph, write local derivatives, and then write using the local derivatives, write the global derivatives. So exactly what we are doing, we are trying to do in terms of a graphs. So now here local derivative is what? Dou f by dou f itself. Correct? So what is local derivative here? So what is the next local derivative? Dou what?
Dou f by dou p.
dou f by dou p. Okay, with respect to p, we want to find derivative. Here, local derivative is what?
Dou p by dou x.
Dou p by dou x. Okay, that's all. So now if I want to write, so let us write each local derivatives. Dou f by dou p is what is the answer for dou f by dou p? From forward expression, you will be able to write. What is the answer for this?
Z.
Z. And dou p by dou x, what is the answer for it? It is
1.
1. So now dou f by dou x is equal to what? Dou f by dou f. Okay, dou f by just see the back propagation from here to here. That's all. Okay, and write them. So dou f by dou p and dou p by dou x. So what is the answer now? What is the answer now? Is this correct? Yeah, what is the answer? You people are here. Dou
Z.
f by dou z is nothing but, dou f by dou x is nothing but z. Is this correct or not? Or dou
Yes, sir.
z, that's all. So now you can similarly write. So quickly what I suggest is dou f by dou z, let us write, just for difference. Dou f by dou z we want to write. So what? So here local derivative is, if I want to write for this dou, what is the local derivative?
Dou f by dou z.
Yeah, that is equal to p. So the answer is now what? P into 1, that is equal to, you can write explicitly also, x plus 5. Is this fine or not? This is how we write. So for this simple
Yes, sir.
expression, it may look very trivial. Okay, but this will be very useful when we write a complex functions, especially involving matrix, vectors, and so on. So let us take one more example. So f of x, now let it be equal to a little slightly e power minus w transpose x. Okay, so just to have actually a vector. So now we want, what we want to write? Dou f by dou x or dou w we want to write. Okay, just this we want to write. Assume that. Okay, so now how do we write it? So you know that's right. This is actually, this is in some sense, what is the activation function? This is defined like this.
Sigmoid function.
Yeah, it's a sigmoid function. So without this net, so in fact, there is a small difference, but we have written like this. This is a layer in some sense. Fine. So now how do we start? This is vector x. Okay. And this is, you can also write in each individual element initially, if you want to see. Okay, x0, x1, x2. So you can write w is equal to, okay, w1, w2, and then b being w3. And then x equal to x1, x2, okay, and then 1. And then you can each element individually also you can write. Okay, you can do that. So now let us write together just to make the things a little quick. Also now w we have here. So what is the operation between w and x has to happen now? What is the operation that between w and x?
Matrix multiplication, vector multiplication.
Yeah, vector multiplication. Especially this is what? What operation is this?
Dot product.
Dot product, right? So the operation now we are writing it as, this is the net value. We are defining as, so in forward pass, whatever we have, we are writing on the top, whatever in the backward, we are writing bottom. So this is equal to W transpose X. This is dot product. Okay. So now with this dot, what should I do? There is a next block. What is the role of next block? I can, in fact, -1 I should multiply and then e power I can write, or directly I can write as e power minus. Okay. So e power minus of that. Okay. So now what is this? I can consider it as say e power minus of this, let it be p or something. Okay. And then what do? To this I will add 1. right? So this is a, I can say Q, right? And then what is the next operation?
1 by Q.
1 by Q. Okay, so 1 by, so we, whatever is the input that will become. Okay, and then 1 by Q, and that is equal to F, equal to 1 by Q, right? And this is F finally, right? Now, quickly we want to write what we want to write, dou F by dou W we want to write. Please note that what is dimension of W here? What is dimension of W here?
N cross N.
Yeah, it is same dimension as N cross N, is it? X
Yes.
D cross 1, then dimension here is,
N cross 1.
what is that? D cross 1 only. Okay, W and X are of same dimension. Yes,
Yes, sir.
dou F by dou F. Yeah, I wish quickly to tell. So what is the local derivative here? Dou F by what?
Dou Q.
And then here, dou
Q by dou P.
Q, and then here,
Sir, dou Q by dou P.
Dou Q by dou P.
right,
Dou
very
Q
good,
by dou P.
very good, good, good. So dou P, dou Q by dou P, right? And then here, dou
Dou P by dou net.
net, and what we want to write now? Dou F by dou W. So we should write here dou net by dou W. Is this fine or not? See here, when we are writing here, there are some names given. See, if you want to write here dou F by dou X, okay, we call this as, so if you want to especially write this, let us take this dou F by dou Z if I want to write. See, in expansion, this is equal to dou F by dou F into, let's leave dou F by dou, okay, dou F by dou Z. So this is referred to as local gradient. The other one is referred to as upstream gradient. Okay. Similarly here, this we consider it as local, and this is upstream. Okay, you can consider F by F. Also, in fact, we do like F by F if we leave, this is upstream gradients. Hope this is clear. This is upstream. So whichever comes from this side is upstream, while whichever is currently is local. Hope this is clear. Okay. So now I want to write actually first dou net by dou W I want to write. So overall, if I want to write, what will happen? Overall, if I want to write, it will go in this way. Okay. From here to here, it will go. Okay. So the whole thing I will write together. But let us write one after the other. First, let us write the local gradients. Dou F by dou Q. What is this? F is a scalar or a vector? F is scalar or vector? Yeah, quick answer is necessary now.
Scalar.
Scalar. So dou F by dou Q is what? Yes, minus 1 by Q square. Is this correct or not?
Yes, sir.
And then what is this? Q equal to P plus 1. Both are scalars. Right? And dou P by dou net. So net is also scalar or vector?
Scalar.
Yeah, so and the answer is what? So this is just to e power P equal to, so if you see here, P equal to U, we have not written explicitly. Let us write forward also explicitly. P equal to what? E power minus net. Right? Q equal to what? P plus 1. Okay. So and then F equal to 1 by. So I hope these are clear. And then dou P by dou net is what? What? 1 by 3. What is the answer? E power minus net into minus 1. Minus. That's all right. And dou net by dou W. What is this now? Net equal to W transpose X. 2 net by dou W. What is this? This is nothing but what? Yeah, quick answer is required. Net is W transpose X.
EX, sir.
Yeah, X, correct. Okay, this X. That's all. Okay, now what I want to write? So dou F by dou W I want to write. Okay, dou F by dou W I want to write. So one way is simply, since these are all scalars, okay, I can write. So upstream gradients 1 minus 1 by Q square. Okay, into 1 into minus e power minus net. Okay, into X. Okay, and this is equal to what? E power minus. So because I don't have net Q square, these are all the variables I introduced myself. So I have to put them back in terms of what they are. Minus. So minus minus gets cancelled. And then Q square, what is Q? 1 plus e power minus W transpose X. Is this correct or not? What I am writing? Into X. Is this clear?
Sir, X is not written. Sorry.
X is not written?
It's written, sir. No.
Yeah, right. Oh, fine, good. So now this is how the answer is it not? Dou F by dou W is.
Yes, sir.
This is how the computational graphs are constructed and used. Okay, we will have a slightly tougher question. You can take it as homework. You try to do it today and come back. So later what we want to do ideally is we want to write it computational graph exactly even for the one layer of neuron. Okay, so or even more layers of neuron. Okay, that's our next target. So in the next class, we will discuss that. Even deep neural networks. One point that I would like to mention here is what we have got is in fact a derivative for a sigmoid function in some sense. Okay, so we will see actually in deeper neural networks, as I said, if you want to do backpropagation, are there any limitations? That's in that point we need the derivative of sigmoid function. So we will try to use this somewhere else. So before we conclude the class, let me give a small small exercise for you to solve or try. Okay, and then you can try doing it. So let us define now a cost function. So let's come back to our definition. Okay, let the cost function LRJ be norm of W into X whole square, where W is a matrix now. Okay, let this be D cross D or C cross D matrix. Okay, and X is D cross 1 vector. So what it is doing, the W into X is nothing but it is finding the dot product of all the elements, or it is finding out each row of W or dot product with the vector X. Okay, this is in some sense equivalent to a neural one layer neural network. So, but there is no activation function here. We are just directly taking the loss as this. So we are just calculating all elements sum square. So even you need not relate to neural network as well. Just try to consider this as f of W comma X, a function of W and X. Okay, and what you need to do is try to find dou F by dou X, dou F by dou W. Okay, using now computational graphs. Okay, so please note that each norm, each of the operation has to be a different different elements in the graph. Okay, in constructing of the graph, so that you will get you define just if there is a norm. Okay, what is the backpropagation you need to do? If there is a square, what is the backpropagation you need to do? So that's what each individual local derivatives give. Okay, constituting them, you can get the global derivative. Fine. Hope the things are clear. If you have any quick question, you can ask. Otherwise, we will conclude the class now here. Thank you then. So what we will do is I will mostly in this week, we will give you a programming assignment on deep neural networks. like constructing from scratch and training them and so on, and testing them on some image data set. That's the plan, and even the mini project topics also probably we will give you in this week. Thank you. Yeah, bye.